Well, hi everyone. I'm John Redland back with another review of two more Netflix original movies that I just saw, and well, one was complete shit. That would be May the Devil Take You. The other one is Clinical, which actually wasn't all that bad, and yeah, I pretty much just gave away how I felt about these, but oh boy, I'd heard a lot about May the Devil Take You, and I was sorely disappointed. So, like any multi-movie reviews that I do, by the way, there's going to be spoilers, and yeah, you don't really want to check out the first one, May the Devil Take You, an Indonesian horror movie that I had heard a lot about. So I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. Indonesian horror, and any horror from other countries sometimes can actually be pretty good, because horror is subjective depending on the country and depending on the director and depending on the type of movie you're trying to tell. And okay, somebody that makes a pact with the devil and it comes back to haunt the family, cool, you can make something good out of that. But they didn't. They made a complete shit. Like I understand that this movie may be more horrifying in Indonesian culture, but I don't understand how exactly. I mean, I never grew up. I just don't fucking understand. This is one of the worst movies of the last decade. If I had seen this before I had done my worst horror movies of the last decade, the last, hell, even the last 25 years, whatever, this would have been on there. This is that goddamn atrocious, and I don't understand it. The acting was what it was. There was like a paper thin script, and basically what happens is the first scene has a dad making a pact with the devil, basically, to get wealth and power. That's essentially what it is. And he makes the pact knowing that it's going to have to come back and haunt his family, but he's willing to do that because he wants wealth. He wants wealth and success and all this. But whenever you make a pact with the devil, bad shit's going to happen, and well, then he ends up in a coma. So the estranged siblings, one that's a stepsister from a previous marriage who had a mother that killed herself, is that's her dad in the hospital, and she's always been upset with him because the mother died, and basically she was driven to suicide, and then he married some rich actress woman who plays a key role in making this movie complete shit. I'm not even talking about the actress, I'm just talking about the character. There's also an older brother that's part of this marriage, or part of this new marriage, and then a sister around, sister just a little bit older, and then a younger sister. And the stepsister, Alfie, or Alfie, however you want to say it, I guess she's the hero, kinda, but not really. Everybody makes really dumb decisions in this movie just to keep things advancing. Like there's even a scene where the father's in a coma, and then he wakes up and he terrorizes her because she sees this weird spoopy stuff, and then a lot of black blood vomit it gets vomited on. That happens a lot in this movie. A lot of black blood getting vomited on people, or just vomited in general. And I have no problem with gore, but this wasn't even like, oh, okay, cool, all right, it's kind of comedic. No, they were playing this straight, and it was absolute bullshit. The jump scares were bad. The makeup effects were absolute shit. This didn't even look like it would have belonged in a 2000 horror movie. And, no disrespect to the crew. They were probably working with what they could, but it was fucking shit. And, Alfie goes to the old house where this ritual took place, but nobody knows about it except the dad. And we get we get a whole bunch of other shit. We get the siblings meeting and the mother there, but she doesn't like the stepmother at all. And then the stepmother gets possessed because this old house is like dilapidated and stuff, but because of the father's medical bills and the dwindling fortune, she's like, okay, we gotta dress this house up, and we gotta we gotta make it look presentable, and we gotta sell it because we need to pay for his medical bills, and she wants to live the high life. Okay, you kids be damned, basically. So, all right, people could stress about money, and I could understand that, especially in these times, but they don't even really focus on that. They don't even get to a montage where we're trying to clean up the house. The oldest brother, or the brother, Reuben, not Rick Rubin and not the Reuben sandwich, opens up the door that's been sealed off and locked away and everything. So, they don't question why it's locked away. Nope, it gets busted open. And then this weird, clear creature, goes around and possesses the mother, and then we get devil possession, and we get a bad forest scene, and we get really bad special effects, and blah, and all that, and everything. We blah, and more of that, and more blah, more of this shit, and people hanging up on the goddamn thing like they're freaking Spider-Man, a spider demon. And yeah, and no one makes good decisions. Nobody makes good decisions at all. Instead of all four of them going out, even with a little kid, and strength in numbers, nope. One girl goes out there, Maya, she's the older sister. She gets possessed because she beats up the mother, but then the devil possesses her. So then the boy's girlfriend that got called, she kills them, or she kills her, and then everybody gets dispatched and everything. Oh, except there's a whole bunch of stuff in the basement like voodoo dolls. Well, that comes into play when Ruben gets dispatched because Maya's possessed. She pledges her soul to the devil. Makes a pact with him. Why not be a follower of the devil? Everybody else fucking was. Apparently, the people who made this movie were, because this only something of pure evil could actually make this goddamn thing. Actually, it's unfair. The devil would have made this more fun. Hail Satan? No. This was shit. This bad special effects. The ghost looked bad. We get to more voodoo doll shit. We see a flashback of the dad killing the woman that he made the pact with, even though she was possessed, and burying her, which came into play a little bit later because she ate some of his hair, which I guess is a thing where she wraps up the hair in some paper and then eats it. And I guess it's kind of like let's see, Drag Me to Hell. Drag Me to Hell was fine until they implied they killed the cat, and then I gave up on that movie. But that one wasn't all that good. And this is kind of the same thing how they did. It's just, for fuck's sake, the voodoo doll stuff. And then Maya gets dispatched because the demon puts the voodoo doll of the person on there, not thinking to store them in a safe place. No, let's store them on the person. Gets taken, tossed in the fire, burned. And then Alfie manages to escape when she cuts a whole bunch of hair away because the hair is like worms, it's alive. And then the little girl saves her and they leave, despite the fact that everybody's, all busted up and everything. And I'm the F. This movie fucking sucks. Let's talk about something I didn't mind, even though it wasn't all that good. And this one won't take very long to describe. Clinical. Credits over, a shot of the moon. I mean, I was hoping for Track of the Moon Beast. Actually, I wasn't. If you've seen that, it was shit. Vanessa Shaw, it's Vanessa, not Vanessa. She plays Dr. Jane Mathis, who is a psychiatrist trying to help patients. She tries to help this one girl named Nora, but her techniques aren't working, and Nora tries to kill her, and therefore Nora gets jailed. So she's putting her life back together and everything. She's seen a therapist, and it turns out there's a whole bunch of twists and turns and stuff like that, but it's not really all that shocking. In fact, you can figure out where this is going because she gets another patient, a guy named Alex, who's a severe, he's been an accident victim. His face is all busted up and everything, and he's trying to cope with that. And he talks to the doctor, and he's desperate to talk to the doctor. She's also seen a guy who is a cop in a relationship, and they get along pretty well. And she's taking a lot of medications, though, because that attack is still haunting her. And then that guy Alex kind of keeps showing up out of nowhere. Like, why the hell is he showing up at her house? Well, she does practices at her house, but he's only supposed to show up for appointments. And a whole bunch of stuff, They dive into a whole bunch of, red herrings, which it's obvious where this is going. They dive into Alex's memories where he's suppressing stuff, and it turns out that there was an accident and then something happened, and oh, he rescued people. Oh, wait, no, it was his daughter that was in the accident. But oh, wait, what happened? Oh, they try to explain and put a whole bunch of stuff like, wait, hey, look over here, we're going to do this plot. And then it turns out that it's all just a goddamn lie, that all this stuff was like complete BS. Nora, it turns out, actually lived. She was in the hospital. She escaped, or she didn't escape. She got let go. And then it turned out that, the doctor, the good doctor, Miss Mathis, was stealing prescriptions from her therapist because she needed to cope, and she got hospitalized. But then it turns out, oh, wait a second, the dad, the dad that Nora had alluded to. Nora was all upset because her dad had abused her, and he had died. Oh wait, the dad's the guy with the weird face thing. It's Alex. And yeah, it's badly described because this movie's kind of clunky with how it describes it. It's not horrible though, because it has at least, I guess, a decently satisfying payoff. Of course, you get the villain because it's Alex explaining all his stuff and everything. But the reason that all this happens and why she was in the hospital is because she's having the psychotic episode, and she accidentally kills her boyfriend, thinking that it is the girl that escaped, when it actually wasn't, that it was her own psychosis doing that, and that this girl had actually hung herself, and that drove the dad off the deep end, which is why when she escaped from the hospital, he kidnapped her, and then, killed her best friend. but then she killed him, ripping his face off and everything as she fell out the window, which that was funny, but she had stabbed him in the neck with the or with a piece of glass. So there you go for that. So that's exactly what you do with people. If you cause the death of their daughter, you just kill them. I mean, but then again, the dad was kind of a dick because he, sexually abused his own daughter. So I think he kind of deserved to die there. So no wonder the girl was fucked up, and no wonder the good doctor was fucked up. Apparently she survived. So yeah, okay, cool, whatever. Not very C. It was a C. It was fine. Clinical gets a C. A big old C for clinical. I would give it 2 C's, but maybe some C's. You know what? I'm not giving it 2 cc's or 40 cc's of anything because I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on YouTube. C though, it was fine, but it was basic. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.